Everything looks like it's going pretty well. Aiello gets the jump. Everyone else seems to be sorting it off, and 2 cars have gone off the course. 2 cars have gone off the course right on the very first lap. Aiello is your leader. Then comes Johnny Cicotto in the BMW. This is Heigert. Everyone else has sorted themselves out. Look at the bottom right of your screen. Heigert has a problem evidently with braking and comes right off, and Kurt Team didn't have a chance. Drove him right off into the sand. Take another look. There was an incident back in the pack. Alexander Burgstaller spins out, or may have been helped out. Let's take a look. Donner spins. Burgstaller is on the inside. Donner then taps him again, and Burgstaller goes off. And the courses are not going to favor the powerful cars. And there you can see they're running very tight together. And look at that car from Alsen with the doors coming open. And the 2 Abt cars bump. Chris Nissen bumped Christian Abt. He goes out, and that's why the doors opened on Alsen's car. He was the innocent bystander and got creamed by Christian Abt, who had been hit and turned by his teammate. There's going to be a conversation after this race. I don't think I want to be there when it takes place on the Abt team. Look at this. Abt comes back. Alsen didn't stand a chance. He was coming by, and somebody broadsided him. And both doors open. And as we look now, here comes Alsen, and one door has fallen off his side already, and the other is open. Actually, that's very dangerous. Safest situation with that wide side wide open. And Christian Donner gets sideways right in front. Here comes Reuter trying to go by Bartels, and he gets by, but can Nissen get by? Bartels bumps the Nissen of Asch, and Asch holds it, gets it back on the course, and one of the Hondas is out, or at least is parked on the side of the course. Let's see what happened. Werner and Hager collide. Teammates on Honda have collided. Hager keeps going. Werner has his car parked. They really have beaten him in the corner. There's not much bumping going on. But here's some bumping, or at least some spinning went on. Let's take a look. Here's what happened. It was a case where Nissen was helped off the track by a Nissan, and it was driven by Sascha Maassen. So Chris Nissen will drop back a little bit. Another battle back in the pack. It is Abt, and Abt looks like he bumped into Menzel and sent him off the course. Abt wanted to go by and bumped him. Let's take another look here. Menzel had the corner. Abt drove into him. Menzel couldn't do anything about that one. He had the corner. It was his, and Abt drove into his door. So young Christian Menzel initiated into touring car racing. They've got the short chute here, and then they'll head down the long straightaway. Here comes Muller, and he bumps into Hager. And Hager goes off after a great drive. Hager, who had been running right there 11th. Let's take a look. Muller wanted to move in. Hager drove into him going around the corner. That's one of the ones you talk about later and argue over who had the right into that corner. And we have a car spinning out, everybody going around him. And that is Werner in the Honda. And they just have to keep working at it. And the Alpha of Bromberger spins out. Bromberger spins out in the Alfa Romeo, so Alpha continues to have, and Van Omen drops in behind him. And we have a car spinning. It looks like Reuter spun, touched Niedwitz, and Niedwitz backed into Bromberger. Before we know how that came out, we have to take a look at it again, but there's Niedwitz's car. He is out for the day. Somebody spun and touched the other one. The question is, who did it and how badly did they do it? Let's take a look. Well, it's kind of hard to tell. Reuter got sideways. He touched Niedwitz. Niedwitz backed into Bromberger, and they have that very strong driver's side protection. In this case, it was vital. Not sure where that started, but Reuter was right in the middle of it. And Niedwitz So the veteran, Johnny Ciccato, cuts off the young driver in the Honda, Marco Werner. We have a car sideways, but not touching anybody this time, so it doesn't look like there'll be any problems with the race. He's in his first season in this series. And one of the Audis has gone off again. And there you get a good look at the Winkelhock car and that fender hanging down. And then all of a sudden, the organizers drop the black flag, and Winkelhock climbs out of his car, looks at the fender. Oh, what a kick that was. Hope he didn't hurt his foot. This has certainly cost him a great number of points in the championship. His teammate, Johnny Ciccato, will pick up a number of points here. Meanwhile, Yellow gets a great jump. So does Pirro. He's running up with the lead group. Get a great look at the crowd here. And Johnny Ciccato has spun out. He had started third. He spun out. Can he get it going again and come back on the course? He is, but he's way back in the field. Take another look at what happened to Johnny Ciccato. It looks like he got bumped by Marco Werner and goes off the course. Another view from the app car. Werner touched him. Well, they'll talk about it, I'm sure, afterwards, who was at fault. And you look at those bright colored Audis, the app team. You're riding with one as he looks at his teammate Chris Nissen ahead of him, and a car has gone off. Michel Bartels' car has gone off the course. Bartels in the Opel, also having a season where they're trying to get the car to run. He's had to struggle. Not a happy man here. He's mad. Have to wait to see if we can find out what happened. He seems to be okay, but he's not happy about the car. Here's what happened to Needsvits. It's kind of hard to tell if he spun out himself or was helped as he goes off into the gravel. And this is Michel Bartels. Oh, he hit the guardrail hard. He'd gotten sideways, it looked like, onto the grass and went off. Here's another look at it. It's hard to tell how he got that way. He got turned around onto the grass. The car goes sideways into the guardrail. Here's the Needsvits car. And Johnny Ciccato has more problems as he tangled with Vidali, or did he? Tamara Vidali's Audi has gone off the course. Something wrong with Vanner. He had been running pretty well. There is Vidali. It looks like she spun on her own, and Ciccato broke just in time to avoid her. At least that's how it looks anyway. Gets back in line. See if he might be able to slipstream here. No, it won't be him. It looks like Alson's going to slipstream, and they bump. And Pirro gets sideways. He holds on to it. Emanuele Pirro held on, kept the car on the track, and Uwe Alson got by him. But Alson's continues. Let's take another look at it. Pirro came in and cut in front of him, and they bumped, obviously. It's a matter of, did Pirro cut too far over? It's very important to get a good start here before they get into the hairpin, which sorts the field out very quickly. Here we go. And Aiello doesn't look like he got the greatest of starts, but Winkelhock certainly did. And look at Pirro, and there go two cars off. Manuel Reuter and Christian Menzel's car have gone off the course right at the very start. Pirro still running on the left there on the inside. Winkelhock is your leader. A car has spun in the back of the pack in the corner part of the course. Take another look at that restart. Watch in the lower center of your screen as Reuter is bumped by Christian Abt, and then he runs right into Christian Menzel, who had absolutely no choice in the matter. A bystander whose race was quickly ended. Another look at it. Reuter goes out, runs right into Menzel, and that's actually a shame for Reuter. That was his best starting position all season. Uwe Alson has had a tremendous season when you consider he's jumped between cars, and then he had that great race. And Bartels is bumped by Sascha Mazin, and then he runs into Ivan Muller, and his car is damaged. Take another look at it. Bumped by Sascha Mazin, Bartels then runs into Ivan Muller. Mazin gets by. Be developed and worked, and there goes Leopold von Bayern right up against the cement. That'll do it every time, and he's going to have to park the car. Another look at von Bayern as he goes into that cement wall. We head toward the hairpin. Looks like he's still running side by side with Aiello, and Aiello pulls in front of him as they go into the hairpin. Let's see what happens. And Chicano bumps into Aiello and spins him. And we have a traffic jam at the hairpin. It's worse than 5 o'clock on the freeway here. Another look as Chicano bumped right in and spun out Aiello. And now Aiello has had to go to the pits, and that has hurt him in the points if he can't get back out again. Meanwhile, back in the pack, there's a lot of bumping going on. That is Christian Donner, along with Niedzwitz and Kurt Team on the inside. Boy, 3 abreast going through the corner, and the bumping. Oh, this restart changes the field just a little bit. Jörg von Ullmann dropped long way back. He had a very bad start. He is now in 5th place, and 2 cars go off, Muller included, at the hairpin. The track crews will get them cleared away as quickly as they can. There's a lot of bumping going on as cars were spun and tapped, and when they went off, you're looking at Uwe Alsen's car as he tries to go through traffic here. It gets very, very tight, and look at the bumping there. Whoa, and cars spinning left and right. So it became very tight as Miller, one of the cars, going off. And also another look going around a different time at the hairpin. You can see that the key to this race is getting through that hairpin. Everybody's having problem. Uwe Alsen spinning here. So Alsen, who had such a great race at the Sachsenring, has had his problems here at the Norris Ring in 11th position. And once again, Uwe Alsen has problems. Boy, this second race has been tough for him. He has spun now a couple of times. He stays out of the wall in the sprint race, and look at Aiello get the jump. What a great start, and with a miserable start for Jörg von Ullmann. He had started on the 2nd position. He's dropped all the way back to 9th place. He is in trouble in a short race. We have a car spinning back in the pack, one of the Audis. We head into the first chicane. So Laurent Aiello, the man out in front. Take another look at that. There's Muller's car spinning. Evidently got bumped somewhere in there. Now they had to come to the pits and get it worked out. He's the only Audi in the field with a front wheel drive. You get another look at it. It's very hard to see what happened, mainly because there's such a traffic jam there. Looks like his was the only car that was damaged enough that they had to go to the pits. Get a good look at the cars back in the field. There's the Nissan. And it spins. Sascha Maassen spun, and it looks like he did it all by himself. Something might be wrong with the car, but he's off the course. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. He's going to get out of the car. Looks like he's okay. He has to unplug himself to get out. You're riding with Niedzwitz. He had one of our cameras in the car with him. He goes off. Oh, this is going to be a hard shot against the guardrail. And you can see the pieces flying. So the Audi of Klaus Niedzwitz goes off. What happens? He goes by. It looks like he might have been nudged there by Christian Abt. And Niedzwitz goes into the barrier. Oh, and Marco Werner spins right in front of them, and they get away. Werner takes out some of the barriers. Marco Werner and the Honda have been doing so well. There you see Michel Bartels out in front. Here's that spin again by Marco Werner. It's hard to tell. Something might have broken on the car. He might have had a tire going down. It didn't look like anybody tapped him coming through there. No, he went off on his own. He made a mistake there. And look at Menzel as he ducked around just to a miss. His worst finish was 26th, and his best finish has been a 3rd. At the last race of the season, one car's gone through the barriers. The tires smoking here of Emmanuel Pirot as he goes through the barriers at the first chicane. Ivan Müller has the 2-wheel drive, and they bump. It's a bump there between Winkelhock and Aiello, and look at this. Chicano has taken advantage of feature race a double length compared to this one. So the drivers know they want to run. They want to get as many points as they can, and Kurt Team hit the wall. And Pirot did not make it by Müller. So the battle up here between Müller and Pirot continues, and Kurt Team has gone off. Kurt Team has gone off the course after hitting the wall. We're still watching here Christian Menzel. And Menzel bumps into Vidali as she tries to go by him. And they go into the hairpin first gear corner, and Vidali is by. Here's something else that happened earlier. There is Leopold von Bayern. He gets sideways and bumps into one of the Audis, into the left-hander. And Johnny Ciccato simply cut off Aiello. And Aiello cuts inside to get by him, and Ciccato cuts back inside. Pirro on the outside in that gray Audi with the gray mirrors, back in the pack. A little bit of bumping going on. Whoa! And Leopold von Bayern is one of those involved in it. Winkelhock has the inside line, and he's not going to give it up. In fact, he's kind of saying, stay out of my line. He keeps the lead, or does he? And look at this. Johnny Ciccato goes inside and almost bumps into Aiello. We've had a major change here. Aiello looks to take the lead, but Ciccato is now battling for it. Ciccato, who had been back a ways, took advantage. Von Oman has to be the man to protect the points leader. The points leader is Laurent Aiello. And a car is spun out. That is Alfred Hager. Alfred Hager in the Honda has spun out and hit the wall very hard. And the car is parked just off the course. Here's what happened to Alfred Hager. It looks like he got off the course, may have had a tire problem, whatever it was. He spun, hit the guardrail, and he's off. He's okay, but the car is certainly in bad shape. And Joachim Winkelhock is doing a superb job of driving. He's literally holding off the block. Oh, and Marco Werner. We look back in the back here. Marco Werner in the other Honda is spun out to try to take the title, and that's why he qualified so far behind. They had to work on the car, get it repaired, but that wasn't the only problem during qualifying. That was Alfred Hager going through the corner and through the mud. The qualifying also was a difficult one for Christian Donner. Count the number of spins here. What was really excellent is he missed the tires. And the question is, where is Joachim Winkelhock? He's back in the pack just a little bit. But he's got to move forward. He cannot afford to sit back there around what looks to be 8th place. Christian Donner has gone off the court. And as Ciccato brings them around once again as we near the end of the first lap, BMW out in front with the rest of the pack working their way through. And a bump in the back, an Audi and an Opel came together. Manuel Pirro and it looks like Manuel Reuter and the Opel came together. By the pit area, which is not the start-finish line, this is where the start-finish area is. Right in front of the grandstand. So they come by the pits first and then they go off. Car going off the course. The car going off was Prince von Bayern, and that was where Donner also went off, it looks like. Here's the bump here. Pirro tried to cut inside, and Reuter was already there, and they bumped. It looks like they're both able to continue racing, though. If he's going to sit in this position, he's got to hold off Aiello as best he can until Winkelhock can try to come forward. And there goes Danny Feil. Wow, did he destroy both the tires and his car on Alfa Romeo. As long as he can keep Manfred Winkelhock in his rearview mirror, he's in great shape. Another collision for Manuel Reuter, who is trying to work his way back up through the field. He bumped into the Nissan. And that's the course here in Lahr, Germany. And Philipp Peter in the Audi makes a mistake and bumps into the car of Modena. And everybody's running together. Dirk Mueller, one of the new drivers in the field, in his Audi, gets bumped by Philipp Peter. Boy, is Peter, they got the car repaired, got him back out on the track, and now he's damaged the front again. Oh, and he's going to go off the course. He came back after that one with 4 straight wins. An amazing run. And Aiello bumps into Ciccato and loses at least 1 position. But Ciccato's not finished. He's coming back. Oh, the drama picks up here. He's dropped back all the way to 5th place. He's behind Uwe Alsen. He comes up. It looked like he might have braked a little bit late, but he definitely gave Ciccato a shove. Ciccato got the car back and running, but they both dropped spaces. Uwe Alsen, his teammate, is running 2 positions back. Ciccato and Menzel make the track very wide, and Aiello bumps into Menzel. And Menzel spins. And then gets a little bit of a bump from Bartels. And then he spins again. Something's wrong with Menzel's car. Here we go into that corner. You can see Aiello bumped into Menzel to get by. Molière swings by and is able to clear the track. Menzel had the line in the corner. Oh boy. And part of the car, part of that Peugeot was dragging on that right-hand side. And then, to top it all off, Menzel got bumped again. Boy, that's a tough day for him. Bumped by one of the Opels. Michel Bartels is the man who bumped into Menzel and sent him spinning. To qualify third, and the Opel is running third. And then comes Johnny Ciccardo and Jochen Winkelhock fifth, the two BMWs. Winkelhock has definitely got to get by Ciccardo, who will let him by, I'm sure, here shortly, because Winkelhock simply has to get to the front. There's no question about it. Cars going off the course in the back. There on the left in the green, the Alfa Romeo of Modena, Stefano Modena. Another look at that collision in the beginning. It was Brumberger, it looks like, who spun, sending three cars wide, and Modena, the widest of all, goes off into the grass. There he is. He is back and running, but he is way back in the pack.